Hi friends, welcome back to L'Amour La Musique. I hope that you'll forgive me for this video coming at perhaps the most inopportune time. I had every intention of putting together and posting this video, which is going to be kind of a special edition empty products review because I have amassed a number of In Fiore empties over the last year and a half or so. I'm actively using some In Fiore products, which I'll talk about. And I wanted to give a bit of a brand introduction, specifically because In Fiore does these really amazing gift with purchases. I would say quarterly, maybe 3 times a year, but they always do something really special around the holidays. And of course they did this year. However, I was thrown for a bit of a loop because they started their gift with purchase quite early in November, and typically they would do it after Black Friday and through December. So they structured things a bit differently this year. They had a really amazing gift with purchase during November, and then they did something different during December. And I had really wanted to get this out in advance of all of that, and it just didn't happen based on life and other things. However, I know that In Fiore will continue to do gift with purchases throughout this year, next holiday. And given that this is a brand that can seem a little bit intimidating to people because the price point is quite high, I get a lot of questions for people looking for help to navigate this brand. Now, this could easily be an hour-long video. I have a long history with In Fiore. It started, I guess, around 2013, 2014. I will link everything in the description box below that I have done on In Fiore to date. I've done a 424 routine. I've done reviews of the In Fiore facials I've had at International Orange. I've done a Beauty Heroes review of In Fiore. It was the second Beauty Heroes box I ever reviewed, and it was Lustra and Treat, which is their cleansing combination. So I think I reviewed that in 2015 maybe. And most recently in the summer of 2019, I had another In Fiore facial at International Orange in Marin. And it was this whole reignition of my love of this brand, coupled with some postpartum healing that I was doing both physically, but also mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I went to this another level with this brand, bought a bunch of products, made them a mainstay of my routine. So now it's just time to do some empty product reviewing. I've even saved like all the packaging because it's so beautiful. So we can kind of, I'll show you some of the ephemera. And even though I didn't get this to you in time for this holiday season, this video will live on in perpetuity, hopefully. So it'll be a reference point for future gift with purchases that they do for you to refer back to. And if I don't cover something that you really want to know or you have more personalized questions, Patreon Petit Conseil is really the place to come ask that. I record a short video just for you, usually 5, 8, sometimes 10 minutes depending. It's a screencast of me talking and my browser, so I kind of do the research for you and email you back a video that you get to watch. Since I've talked about the brand so many other places, you know how much I love this brand at this point, I'm assuming. I just want to dive in and start talking about some products that I've used up. I went through 2 bottles of the solution Botanics, the Calendula solution Botanic and the Fermonte. I actually just 2 days ago finished a bottle of the Transparence Botanical Water Concentrate. I went through a bottle of the Salvatage Care Serum Concentrate. I finished a full jar of V Claire Supreme, which is In Fiore's eye cream. And then I saved the little bottles from one of the gift with purchases. So I should say, I tend to only buy In Fiore when they're doing a gift with purchase because it's really just the best way to spend your money with the brand, in my opinion. They're always really generous. In Fiore never discounts their products. So the way that they say thank you to their loyal customers is doing these really generous gift with purchases. They do have quite a steep minimum, but I feel like you definitely are getting a lot for your money when you buy during a gift with purchase. So one of the past gift with purchases, in fact, I think this was last year's, Travel Foursome was the gift with purchase, and it was 12 milliliter bottles of their 3 face oils plus their Complexe de Fleur, which is a creamy emulsion serum. So it's the Per Complex, Calme Complex, and Nourrit Complex. So I finished those. And then I think these must have been samples that I got another time. And that's when I picked up Raffermissant Fleur, which I'm currently using, and Fermonte, which I have since finished. And the gift with purchase at that time was a full-size Vitale Toning Floral Essence. I have a couple other things that I'm actively using that I'll talk about when we get to there. Okay, let's start with the two made in Japan products. So just to give you a little background to the conceptual underpinnings of the brand, In Fiore started as the San Francisco-based brand, and the Solution Botanics were the cornerstone of the brand. I believe the Fleur Bronte Solution Botanic was the first product that Julie Elliott ever formulated. So now there are 4 Solution Botanics. These face oils are part of the original brand, the Vitale Toning Floral Essence, Lustra Treat, the balm. Then several years ago, I want to say 2017, but I think 2016, they partnered with a powerhouse in Japanese cosmetics called Albion, I believe, and they started this made in Japan line, green chemistry, and fused it with really the heart of In Fiore, which is this botanical medicine, perfumery as medicine approach. So transparent botanical water concentrate, this was recommended to me by the last esthetician that I saw at International Orange in Marin. So they do 2 botanical waters, they do transparents, and then the other one I believe is called Regenerat, which is more intense. It's more for quite mature skin or someone that wants a more active anti-aging experience, I think. Transparents is an ultra hydrating essence. It's described as microscopic concentrated oil capsules that penetrate on the deepest level for a bright, firm complexion. Toner, lotion, and serum in one. 99% natural and contains natural polysaccharides produced from a fermentation process. You are meant to apply 5 pumps of this after a face oil, sweeping across the face, neck, and décolleté. Best utilized at night to support the regenerative process of cleansing and renewal. I find this to be a great bet, and I actually do recommend the botanical waters to people, particularly who are dry and dehydrated, because it's one of the most hydrating toner steps. I've never been much of an essence user, but the additional thing that I noticed with this is that it has a very skin softening quality to it. I really liked working this in over top of just a balm on the skin. In the summertime, one of my favorite routines was Earthwise Yasuni, kind of worked in as the first step just on freshly cleansed skin, and then 3 or 4 pumps of this to just really work the balm into the skin. And then if I wanted to do more balm over top, I would kind of sandwich this between layers of balm. And it was a perfect minimalistic summertime skincare routine for my pretty normal to sometimes dry and dehydrated skin. The only thing is that it's a ton of product. This took me a year and a half to use, and I did use it quite regularly. I do try a lot of products, but definitely a very generous amount of product. It comes in this sort of dispenser. However, the nice thing about the made in Japan products, they don't expire as quickly as some of the other products do. So I would say in general, for the regular In Fiore products, you're looking at wanting to use them within 6 to 12 months. So you do want to use them expediently. And this is kind of another tip, because a lot of times I hear people say, well, I have these products, but I don't want to use them, because I think people feel that they kind of want to admire them, save them for a special occasion. But once you get them, you really do, in my opinion, want to start using them and use them and enjoy them and have them at their maximum efficacy and potency, because they do decline over time. I have actually had Solution Botanics go off before I've been able to finish them. So I used both of these up within 6 to 8 months each. However, this was just as good after a year and a half as it was the first day I used it. Salvatage, I had heard hyped up quite a bit through In Fiore blog posts, and I remember after they had done that collaboration with Violette, who's a French makeup artist, has her own YouTube channel. She had done a perfume collaboration with In Fiore a couple of years ago, and she had listed Salvatage. They had done an interview with her on the In Fiore blog, and she had listed Salvatage as just an amazing SOS serum for her skin. So it looks like this, and you, ooh, there was a little bit still in there. You depress this pump, and it's just a, still smells really nice. Just a creamy, milky serum. They actually suggest that if you have this product, you can do what they call a 10-day skin reset, where for morning and night for 10 days, this is literally the only thing you use on your skin. No toner, no oil, no nothing, just Salvatage. I did that. I think maybe I cheated a couple mornings and did a different routine just because 10 days is a long time for me to go without testing other stuff. But I did pretty well, and I will say that it's amazing what just this one product will do for the skin. It's very balancing. You just want to calm things down. So I am now using Fiore Fleur, which I would consider these to be somewhat similar in experience. And I was chatting with Julie Elliott because I told her I went through a whole bottle of Salvatage and I just started using Fiore Fleur, and that I feel like Fiore Fleur might be a little bit better suited for my complexion personally, just because this was super nice and super balancing, but I feel like you'd get more of a wow factor if you do have maybe more combination or inflamed or actively irritated skin that needs like an SOS remedy. Fiore Fleur I find to be a bit more plumping. It's also circulatory promoting and warming to the complexion. And in fact, my esthetician at International Orange, who recommended the botanical water, had also said Fiore Fleur would be good for you, but I had just wanted to go with Salvatage. I was swayed by the blog posts and the hype around it. But I will say the experience of both of them is similar. They're both just sort of definitely more viscous and formed than something like Complexe de Fleur is, which is a little more watery. But they have like a very similar kind of unoffensive In Fiore smell, which is sort of, they do have a bit of a signature smell. Not as, I feel like there's more differentiation between In Fiore products than something like Iuna, where it's the same scent in every product. In Fiore is the same family, like a cohesive scent family, but there is differentiation between the scents. Okay, V-Clear Supreme. Now this is a $185 eye cream, so it's not for the faint of heart. I talked about my love for a pot of eye product, which might be a somewhat unpopular opinion when I talked about the Inlight Under Eye Revive. And I had mentioned this because both of them are in pots, and there's something about a pot of eye product as an artifact, the aesthetic of it, the experience of it. I know that people do not like dipping fingers in and out of pots. To be 100% honest with you, it does not bother me. And I am not going to, on a daily basis, dip a spatula onto my finger. I get that that's probably optimal. So the recommendation for this product is to use it, I believe, within 3 to 4 months. It's like very quick. It may be longer than that. I told myself I was going to use it within 6 to 8 months. Using it AM and PM exclusively, you will get about 6 months of use out of this product. This is probably the most expensive eye product I've used. The way that I preserved the integrity of this product is for the first, I would say 2/3 of its shelf life, I did decant large amounts of it into a smaller pot that I then kept on my vanity and would use day in, day out for, you know, maybe a month at a time, because I didn't want to be dipping fingers in and out of the master pot, if you will. However, when I was down to, you know, a month and a half of use, I just started keeping this on my vanity, and the experience of using the product directly from this container every day was amazing. It really does, in my opinion, an experience of all the eye products I've used, and there are some really effective eye products in Eco Beauty, but in my opinion, this really does deliver in terms of keeping the eye area perfectly balanced and hydrated. It's a cream. I'm so used to using eye oils, so this is so good for a very hydrating morning eye product that you're going to be able to wear makeup absolutely no problem. Yet it was somehow also totally hydrating enough on its own for overnight. There's products sometimes that I encounter that have this quality of being adaptable to the skin based on the skin's needs at any point in time. So, you know, our skin is not static. Sometimes it's more dry, dehydrated, sometimes it's oilier, whatever. And this almost has like a self-correcting quality to it. At least that was my experience, because no matter what state my skin was in, and I used this starting in the winter and ending in the early summer, no matter what state my eye area was in, I found this to be perfect for the skin. It kept things feeling kind of drained, not puffy. I have had dark circles basically since I had a kid, and I don't necessarily think that topical eye products can help if that's a persistent problem for you. But in terms of making the eyes look as good as possible with a topical product, in my opinion, this is a very worthwhile product out of all of In Fiore's range, and it's something I would absolutely repurchase and have back in my life. If you go and read about the key ingredients and the formulation, that was also what spoke to me about this product. It has something called Phytao, which is In Fiore's proprietary complex of gold remedies like calendula, goldenrod, carrot, and Roman chamomile. They're called the architects for their unique ability to promote clean granulation and assist all the other components in achieving a dynamic balance. Like, that is like beauty poetry for me. It also has microalgae. It has a high apigenin content, which helps prevent UVA, UVB induced inflammation. It also has Eye Bright, which is featured in the One Level Organics eye roller ball that some of you may be trying or using currently from Beauty Heroes. The gold remedy connection is actually a nice transition into the Calendula solution Botanic. It's hard for me to play favorites with In Fiore because I feel like all the products that I've tried have a different experience with them, and they all mean something to me in different ways. But Calendula Solution Botanic has got to be up there for me as just a really transformational product. I decided to get this at a time that was really pivotal and transformational for me personally. I have been in the process, I guess, over the last 2 years of becoming a mother, taking on a new role, rebuilding my body from pregnancy and birth and breastfeeding. And I was very, very attracted to herbs and plants that were very solar. The Solution Botanics are one of the reasons that I saved all my packaging, because I just feel like the box for this is so stunning. I don't even, after I'm done with this video, like, am I going to be able to bear to throw this stuff away? They do come with little extra dropper bottles. So the way that these come packaged is with a screw, like just a twist top, and then you put in your dropper bottle yourself. I would say that using a Solution Botanic all over the body you're going to go through it pretty quickly. I went through my bottles, like I said, within about 6 to 8 months, using them on either just the upper half, which I did with Calendula, or just the lower half, which is what you do with Fermante. Now, Fermante I decided to get over the summer because I was, again, if you drop in and tune into the brand and research them over a long period of time, I feel like you'll be drawn to a particular remedy that you might need at any certain point in time. So over the summer, I definitely was going through a process of needing movement and reevaluating and flushing things out. So it was almost like the Calendula, which I had used up prior, was preparing me in a sense, or getting me to another place that I was then able to release with Fermante. That was just my personal experience. Comfrey and Fleur Bronte are also amazing, and I had tried each of them, and the gift with purchase, I forget when, like a couple years ago now at this point. You can, with the exception of Fermante, use the Solution Botanics on your face. In Fiore does do these beautiful face oils as well, which are just a lighter consistency and are, as the names would imply, a little bit better suited for the face. Whereas the Solution Botanics are really meant to cover a larger surface area. The Solution Botanics are definitely a therapeutic experience, something that I would use maybe every other day, depending. They're amazing after taking a bath, like a therapeutic bath in particular. I have less experience with the body balms, but they did, for their gift with purchase this year, some of you may have it, they were giving away a full-size Tangiers body balm, which is my personal favorite scent of all the body balms that they do. Nourrit was the face oil that I had the most experience with before. It's the one that's for the driest, most mature skin. And at the time that I was really into this, in fact, if you watch my vintage In Fiore 424, I had used this in a little sample kit that they used to do through Beauty Habit, I want to say, is where I got it. But I had never tried the other face oils. And once I did, it made sense to me why this one kind of kicked down the list for me. It's still a beautiful product. It's just not necessarily what I need right now. So the Per Complex is probably my personal favorite one. However, the one my skin likes the best is Calme. So as the name would imply, Calme is for people that have sensitive skin, maybe similar to someone that would be into Sabotage, but I don't have actively inflamed skin, but I do have quite reactive skin that can get irritable, I guess I would say, with hormonal fluctuations throughout the course of the month, and sometimes irritated by products too, it depends. So this has a very nice chamomile smell. However, I personally like the smell of the Pure oil better. It's neroli, so it's really bright and fresh, and it pairs beautifully with Maya Chia the Optimist. That was one of my favorite just enlivening skincare combinations. I did a whole podcast episode on favorite skincare pairings, like interesting pairings of products, and I think I had listed Calme face oil with Earthwise Nap in the Meadow. They're very complementary. They have that chamomile scent profile, whereas the Per face oil and Maya Chia the Optimist have that bright neroli freshness. My skin loves both of these. In fact, when I was just in San Antonio for our wedding, the only face oil that I took with me, and it was like pretty much the only thing I was using while I was there, was this little sample of the Per face oil. And then I also finished a little one of Calme. So these are wonderful. If I were to buy a full-size bottle of In Fiore face oil, it would probably be the Calme though, because my skin seems to do the best on it. Complexe de Fleur is an amazing product. It's definitely on my In Fiore shopping list the next time I make an order. It would take the place in my routine of some of the Earthwise serums that I'm using, Nap in the Meadow, Ambrosia do Serrato, Resiliency to some extent, but that's the step. In Fiore is 100% responsible for revolutionizing my own personal skincare routine and how I layer skincare. So this is something I end up sharing with a lot of people, talking with a lot of people about, who may be using good products like beautiful oils, really nice serums, great well-formulated products, but they're still feeling like they're dry or they're not necessarily getting the results they want. And in that case, really reevaluating how you layer your skincare, in my opinion, was a game-changing step for me. I've had, you know, several moments throughout my time in eco beauty that have really been game changers. One was when I started double cleansing, and another was when I started adjusting how I was layering products. I don't do it every time. I mean, I'm really flexible and quite intuitive with my skincare, but the main thrust of their philosophy is that you want to do oil as a very first step. Now, this is going to fly in the face of everything you've probably ever heard, that you are supposed to cleanse, tone, serum, oil, moisturizer, or balm, and then eye serum somewhere in there too. This turns that on its head, and all I can say to you is try it and see how your skin likes it. They say here, because oils have a perfect affinity with the skin's cutaneous lipids, they should be applied first to penetrate down to the core of the epidermis. So the idea is that the oil is the first step on your routine, and not just any oil. It has to be a relatively low molecular weight oil, which their oils are. I mean, most face oils are not, unless you're using like a squalane face oil that's going to feel quite heavy on the skin. Any serum you use over top is going to have the ability to, even a water-based serum does have the ability to penetrate depending on the oil that you're using. They then say that toner acts as a pre-serum to deliver the ingredients in whatever serum you use deeper. Step 3 they have here is serum with high concentrations of active ingredients, push nutrients into the deeper layers of the skin. So basically the oil is prepping the skin to receive all the nutrition from a serum. Complexe de Fleur, Raffermissant Fleur, Salvatage, these would all be the third step in an In Fiore skincare routine. I promise you, if you try it, you will probably see that it makes sense and that it works. At least this was my experience. So firsthand empirical data is like the most reliable way, and you don't really have anything to lose by testing your skincare this way. I also saved these really just absolutely beautiful cards. I think they change up these are called something when brands do these. I forget. We were just talking with Beauty Heroes about these just have a name in the biz, what they're called. These I think I'm gonna say forever. I would actually like to frame these. This was when In Fiore had done the gift with purchase with the 4 solution botanics. So it's a beautiful card with quotes from Julie Elliott actually for each of them. So Comfrey, Calendula, Bronte, and Fleur Bronte. I will probably save these forever. Okay, let me quickly tell you what I am using in addition to Vitale, which I have loved for years. And I am happy to be moving on and taking a break from the Made in Japan essence and moving more to a traditional toner. This one is more medicinal smelling. It feels a little bit more stimulating and moving and kind of lymph moving. It's also just really refreshing, and it has changed spritzers and dispensers over the years, but I just started using it within the last week. Raffermissant Fleur, like I told you, I alternate that into my usually evening skincare routine. And then for a number of years now, I would say the last 3 or 4 years, I've had one of the perfume solids, and I have Patchouli Royale. Now you can see how big this is in comparison to their Veloute multi-purpose balm for lips and eyes. Now I got one of the last ones of these because it's currently being reformulated. I use this all the time. I use it every morning. I use it throughout the day. These are obviously gorgeous keepsake little compacts with mirrors. I mean, they're just absolutely stunning. I've smelled all of the perfumes except for the special edition one with Violette. I don't think that one was on display at International Orange. I'm not sure if you can get perfume samples of these through Beauty Habit, but Beauty Habit is one of the only stockists of In Fiore. I think Cap Beauty might still carry them, but I'm not sure. I know Beauty Habit does still carry them, and you may be able to email them and request samples. They do have a perfume sample program, so that would be my suggestion for how to try and sample the perfume if you're interested. Patchouli Royale is just it for me. It doesn't smell like stereotypical patchouli at all. I guess it's like a true patchouli. It's woodsy, deep, unisex, masculine. It really, really transforms on the skin. I love it so much. I'm gonna put some on right now, actually. I'm pretty judicious with it. I just do a little bit there, and then I usually do a little bit behind my ears. It's incredible. Really good things to say about Veloute too, so keep your eyes peeled for when this relaunches. I forget what Julie told me about the reformulation of this, but I think that they've just added more active ingredients into it, but I love it as is. It's described as a multi-purpose balm for lips and eyes. I really only use it on my lips, but very happy to have it. Now, we also have to talk about In Fiore's newest launch, which is the Fleur Bronte Serum Cerate. This came out in 2020. Really revolutionary product, in my opinion, from In Fiore for a number of reasons. And coincidentally, it is also the probably #1 product I would recommend to anyone brand new to In Fiore to start out with. Titrated beta carotene in a precise dose in every application, high-tech, super potent, antioxidant rich, designed to help skin withstand stressful conditions and aggressions of everyday life, such as UV rays, extreme temperature, dry, polluted environments, sleep deprivation, jet lag. So this was developed with an all-female team of French cosmetic chemists, and it went through an insane amount of iterations. I forget how many. Many, like 40 something, I want to say. It's like a next generation balm serum hybrid. It's so multi-purpose. You can see from the packaging that it's incredibly travel friendly. I did also bring this to San Antonio. Let me tell you the myriad of ways that you can use this. You can use this as the only step in an AM or PM skincare routine, maybe with a little bit of toner over top. You can use it layered in a skincare routine to seal in an oil, for example. You can use it as a highlight. One of the ways I really like to use it is if I've done powder face products for makeup, powder bronzer, powder blush, and say I don't want a highlight, like a cream highlight, but I want my skin to look plump and juicy and moisturized. I tap a little bit of this on. It's amazing. It's a beautiful skin refresh, like midday. So after lunchtime, you want to go freshen up. I do a little bit of this. I just tap it on my face. It doesn't disrupt makeup. It gives life back to the skin. It does have that relatively, I would say, medium strong jasmine scent, but it's not, it's like the In Fiore jasmine. So you would have to know, I guess, what that smells like to know if you would like the way that this smells. I have personally always loved the way In Fiore products smell. There's a handful of people that I have come across that can't get on with it, which I guess I can understand. I'm like that with certain things too. The smell of certain things is just a non-starter for me. $115, and it also has a long shelf life, I think 2.5 years, and it moves you away from the concern of some of the other In Fiore products that you do have to be cognizant of using up pretty quickly. So this is really the #1 thing that I recommend to people to get started with if they want to get a feel for the brand, because it does have so many uses, because it's so portable, because it's such a pleasure to use, because it's so radiance inducing, radiance boosting. I've had such a good experience with it. This is the box that it comes in. I did save one of those to show you. This is the box that the eye cream comes in. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, now that I'm thinking about it and remembering, I did do an unboxing video last Christmas because that's when I had gifted myself this and a couple other products, so I will obviously link that video below. It's just cued to music and it's the visual In Fiore appreciation. Just a few other notes to end on. Outside of what I discussed here, I tend to also draw people's attention to Lustra Treat. It's In Fiore's cleansing oil and cleansing emulsion that goes along with their 424 cleansing method, which I have done videos on before. But it basically involves 4 minutes of an oil massage with Lustra, which comes in a bottle like this size. You then take several pumps of Treat, which is a creamy cleansing emulsion. It comes in a bottle like this. You pump it out, you massage it right on top of the oil for 2 minutes, and then you do 4 minutes of alternating warm and cool water splashes. I think you're supposed to do 2 minutes of warm water splashing and 2 minutes of cool water splashing. That's their 424, and if you commit to that, your skin will be on another level. Kind of seems like a lot of work, but as I talked about in the recent Consawand masterclass that I did with Michelle Ranavat, for people that don't want to go the route of anything from aggressive topicals to in-office dermatological treatments like peels, lasers, microdermabrasion, to the even more invasive route of fillers, Botox, plastic surgery. You know, the more that you want to stave off more aggressive treatments or procedures, the more kind of work, like manual work, you do have to put in my opinion. So facial massage, making time for the Consawand, making time for gua sha, making time for facial reflexology, making time when the world is normal again to go to like a facialist that's going to do a lot of facial massage on you and a lot of draining and like using your hands to get that glow and that work. It is like more work than a topical or a peel or a needle injection. So it's just, you know, everyone is going to want to do something different. I guess that's kind of my retort when people would say, oh, like 10 minutes just to cleanse your face. Yeah, like if you don't want to take a shortcut, I guess that you have to put in the work in another arena if you want to. I have also tried samples of Creme de Fleur, their cream, their face cream. I think it's gorgeous. I have a lot of face creams right now, so it's not something I have felt compelled to add to my collection. However, I have always been a bit agnostic or take it or leave it with creams. I've been more of an oil than balm person, but over this last year I actually really have seen the value in a beautiful face cream, so it's something I would consider in the future. Fleur v Bronte, their balm is stunning. Again, you're gonna have to like the scent of In Fiore products to like that balm, but I mean, it's beautiful if you need a face balm. I've used it, I love it. Let me see, I mean, I've covered almost everything. I mean, there's a number of the made in Japan products like the Lumiere Complex. I've tried samples of that, and that's, to be honest with you, the Lumiere Complex, which is a face oil. I've tried sachets of it and it's not my favorite. It's a very lightweight, dry oil feel. It's kind of similar if you tried the Ayuna cellular oil. It's that consistency and texture. It wasn't my personal favorite. They have a made in Japan eye product called Source d'Eclat, which I'm interested in. We'll probably try at some point. They have a made in Japan cleansing balm and a cleansing bar. I haven't felt that attracted to those, but I'm sure at some point I will try them. Again, some other made in Japan products that I don't want to belabor, but I've covered pretty much everything. I hope that this helps you navigate the brand a bit better. I think you can't go wrong with the Fleur Bronte Serum Serrate. You can also purchase, I think, the Travel Foursome, which I think is a great way to try the face oils, and the Complexe de Fleur, the perfumes if you can sample them, the face cream if you're looking for a splurge. And I would say if you're over 35, I don't think that if you're under 35 or 40 that you necessarily need this. But if you're getting a little bit more concerned about taking care of this area, the serums are going to be really kind of tailored to what you're dealing with your skin, you know, whether it's Savatage or Refermisant Fleur, or Complexe de Fleur, or something else. Solution Botanics, if you're looking for a more significant embodied experience with the brand, they're totally where it's at. The body balms are super luxurious and something that I would like to integrate into my life more in the future. I've been recording too long, so I'm going to bid you guys adieu. I will have all of the information listed down below. Let me know if you have additional questions, if they're more in-depth. Again, petit conseil, but if you need clarification, I'm obviously happy to jump in the comments and answer anything. Yeah, and I just wanted to end on the note that Julie Elliott, the founder of In Fiore, is one of my biggest inspirations and idols, like women that I look up to in the beauty industry. I really had the pleasure of getting to know her a little bit better over these last couple years. And I just think she's such a visionary person, and there's so many layers to her products. And I think she's putting out such a unique vision of beauty in the world. And I hope other people have the opportunity to see what a positive transformational beauty experience can look like. Okay, guys, I'm going to say Happy New Year because I don't know when you're going to see this, but I'm going to assume it's going to be right around the new year, post-Christmas and right around the new year. Hopefully the next video you will see from me will be Best of Beauty 2020. I'm working on that list. Make sure you check out the podcast episode from December 28th so you can get a feel for what's coming up with L'Amour and the podcast and my newsletter. Oh yeah, I put out the first issue of my newsletter on December 21st. On the winter solstice, actually. That's a new venture for me. So lots of good things coming up. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.